Donald Trump was walking through Manhattan's cold yet dazzling streets on a December evening. He had just stepped out of Trump Tower, the iconic building bearing his name, ready to head to a dinner appointment with a longtime business partner. The city was alive with holiday lights, bustling shoppers, and the sound of car horns blending with street performers' melodies. However, as always, New York had surprises waiting around every corner. As he crossed Fifth Avenue, at the center of the gathering, a young man was creating a mesmerizing work of art with spray paints. He moved his hands with such precision that it was hard to look away. The artwork beside the artist was a cardboard sign that read, "Lost everything but my dreams." Trying to get back up, the words struck a chord with Trump. He had seen countless success stories, many of which began with hardship. The determination in those words mirrored the stories of countless individuals who had defied the odds, including his own rise in the real estate world. Without hesitation, Trump stepped through the crowd, his presence commanding immediate attention. "You've got an amazing talent," he said, his deep voice cutting through the ambient noise. The young artist paused, startled by the sudden compliment. Looking up, his eyes widened as he recognized the man speaking to him. "What's your name?" Trump asked, his tone both curious and sincere. "Eddie," the young man replied, almost whispering, as though unsure whether he should continue painting or engage in conversation. "How long have you been doing this, Eddie?" Trump pressed, his gaze fixed on the intricate details of the artwork. "Most of my life," Eddie said, gaining a bit more confidence. "I've always loved art, but things have been rough. I lost my job last year. This is all I have left." Trump nodded, his expression softening. "You're not giving up," he observed. "That's admirable. But tell me, Eddie, what do you need to take your work to the next level?" Eddie hesitated, looking down at the ground. "Honestly, just a chance," he admitted. "I've got ideas, but no resources. Art supplies, a space to work. Those aren't easy to come by." Trump took a step back, his mind racing. He had built a career on spotting potential and turning it into success. Here was someone with raw talent and unshakable determination, qualities he valued deeply. Without a word, Trump reached into his coat pocket and pulled out his phone. He dialed a number with practiced ease. "Stay right here," he said to Eddie, who nodded, his expression shifting between confusion and cautious hope. The phone call was brief but direct. "Margaret," Trump said to his trusted assistant, "I need you to find an art studio in New York, preferably close to Midtown, and have it ready by tomorrow. Also, arrange for quality art supplies to be delivered." "Make it happen." Margaret, familiar with her boss's decisive nature, responded immediately. "Consider it done, Mr. Trump." When Trump ended the call, he turned back to Eddie. "Eddie, talent like yours shouldn't go unnoticed. Your art has the power to inspire. Tonight, we're starting something new." Eddie stared at him, unsure of what to say. "Why are you doing this?" he finally asked, his voice tinged with disbelief. "You don't even know me." Trump smiled faintly. "Because someone needs to. You've got the talent, you just need the opportunity." As they stood there, the crowd that had gathered began to dissipate. A few onlookers whispered about what they had just witnessed, snapping photos and videos of the encounter. But Trump was unconcerned. His focus was entirely on Eddie. "Let's get you something warm to eat," Trump said, flagging down a nearby food vendor. Moments later, Eddie was holding a steaming bowl of soup and a sandwich. As he ate, Trump sat beside him on the cold pavement, asking about his life. Eddie spoke hesitantly at first but soon opened up about his struggles, how he had once worked as a graphic designer, how a sudden layoff had spiraled into months of instability, and how he had lost his apartment. By the time Eddie finished his story, a sleek black SUV pulled up to the curb. Margaret had acted quickly, as always. The driver stepped out and opened the door for Trump and Eddie. "Come on," Trump said, gesturing for Eddie to join him. "Let's get you somewhere warm." They arrived at a nearby hotel, where Eddie was greeted like a VIP. A room had already been prepared for him, complete with fresh clothes and toiletries. Trump stayed just long enough to ensure Eddie was comfortable. Before leaving, he handed Eddie a business card with a personal note on the back. "Never stop dreaming." The next day, Eddie found himself standing in a bright, spacious art studio filled with brand new supplies. He couldn't believe how quickly his life had turned around. Trump's team had also connected him with local gallery owners, paving the way for his work to be showcased. Months later, Eddie held his first solo exhibition, and the guest of honor was none other than Donald Trump. As Eddie stood before a room full of admirers, he took a moment to reflect. "All it took was one person to believe in my dreams," he said, his voice trembling with emotion. And that person was Donald Trump. Trump, standing in the back of the room, gave a nod and a small smile. When Eddie approached him later, Trump simply said, "You earned this, Eddie. Now promise me one thing, pay it forward." "I will," Eddie replied, his voice steady and full of determination. And with that, Eddie's journey, which had started on a cold New York street, Thanks for watching until the end. If you liked the story, which I hope you will, feel free to like the video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell for more interesting stories. Have a nice day.